we're so used to buying very cheap clothes made from very poor quality materials. I mean, even cotton, I mean, a lot of cotton is very, very cheaply produced and very badly produced using very bad methods. But, there is an established price, which starts at somewhere around about Primark, which sets a precedent that makes even normally priced clothes really, really expensive looking when they're not, in fact. And again, I think it's trying to create this idea that products such as these will have a very long life, and your enjoyment of owning them and wearing them and using them will be very, very high compared to the enjoyment you would get out of something, that you wear, you wash it, it falls out of shape, the material just gets worse after a couple of wears. This, as we all know, all of us, consume, will own products that have got better the more we've used them. They've become, worn and patinaed, and they've developed character, and they've developed life by the time that we've owned them and the use that we've put them through. And that is a huge amount of education. I mean, everybody here knows this. We all understand what it feels like to handle an incredibly sharp, beautifully made penknife, or a beautiful handmade bowl, or a piece of textile that is spun and woven by hand. We know how joyous those things are, but lots and lots of people have never had the opportunity to be exposed to products like that. Most of them, many of them, will have only ever owned fairly poor quality clothing that isn't in any way joyous to keep. So there's a huge change in people's mindsets that needs to happen, and that's partly what this project is about. It's trying to create in people's minds a direct relation between what goes into their clothes, the manual labor that goes into them, the skilled labor that goes into creating them, and the product at the end. Because again, a bit like we were with food maybe a decade ago, and I think there are still a lot of people whose connections with food are pretty poor. We just see it as an item that comes in a packet and we eat it and that's it. We don't understand how it was made and where it's come from. But again, now with our food, we're asking lots and lots and lots of questions. And we are prepared, many of us, to pay a little bit more for a chicken that's had a nice life, or, a vegetable that has been grown without, pesticides and fertilizers and all of the rest of it. And I think that change is coming, but it's not there yet. I mean, it has to happen. Everybody who works in fashion knows it has to happen. We have to reduce, we have to stop the use of virgin, fossil fuel-based synthetics. We probably need to use 90% less cotton. We have to just we have to get back to wearing our clothes for longer, making better clothes, and making them out of stuff that doesn't harm the planet.